Hey guys, last video I started with a quotation with which I would like to start as well now. The quotation says that the price of a new life is the old one. When we want to change something, we have to get rid of something else, right? Sometimes we have to make sacrifices. And these sacrifices could be also related to the people who are in our lives. Because, one thing is if you want to change yourself, to develop special skills, but sometimes this process can be stopped or can be slowed down significantly by the people who are around us, because either they don't believe, they don't encourage us, or they purely spread too much negativity. And positivity is what we need. I don't say that we need to speak about rainbows and thinking about the flowers and all these kind of things, but you really need to have an environment which is helping for your transformation, for your growth, for the changes that you want to make. And one of the differences between us and all the other animals on this planet is that we can change our environment. And part of our environment are the people with whom we spend most time with, the so-called inner circle. So the price of the new life is the old one, and people are part of this equation. I have been going through a process of myself, transforming, changing, and I realized that truly there are some people who were not supportive. Not that they didn't want to be supportive as such, but these people, they were not helping. For example, these people were not believing in the steps that I want to make. These people did not encourage the way I wanted to change things. These people were maybe just spreading negativity, sharing with me negative news, negative opinions, and so on, which really disbalanced me, because I was on a mission, I had a goal, and all this kind of negativity gets very distracting. So look into your life, look at the people. Let's look at your colleagues, for example, in your office. Do you have people who are always complaining about the boss, about the workload, about all kind of things, but they don't offer anything productive, anything which could be a solution to the problem? So if you have too many people like this, very likely that you will also start echoing, repeating what they're saying. Look in your private life, look in your circle of friends. You have many friends who like to speak all about the politics and how the politicians are gangsters and they're just robbing us and like all this kind of stuff. But they do nothing to improve their life, but they just like to complain. So this is, in both of these cases, we have signs, proofs of people who like to feel like victims. So look for people around you who have this victim mentality. I don't say that many politicians are not crooks. I don't say that many companies are not exploiting their employees, but the ego very often likes to create in us the feeling that we're the victims and we can do nothing about it except complaining. And then we push the responsibility 100% to the other side. If you have people like this, you will consciously or subconsciously also accept this kind of mentality. And this is not going to help you transform, right? If you blame always the other side, then this means that you're perfect and that you're innocent, which is never the case, right? We always have something that we can do. So this is the first thing. Look for people who have the victim mentality. Now, when we say negative people, we have to be very careful not to confuse people who are telling us the truth, which might be uncomfortable, which might be hurting us, but they're telling us something which we can use. So if somebody criticizes you that your Excel skills are not that good as they should be, this doesn't mean that this person is spreading negativity, right? This person is pointing you in the direction where, if you want, you can progress and you can improve. So don't get confused. Don't think that the people around you should only be your fans and should only tell you great things about you, because this could be also quite a slippery road, which is going down a slope, not up, in uptrend. Another thing, when we observe the people around us, also pay attention to how they speak. do they have opinions about everything? Do they have solutions about everything? I'll give you an example. Many people love to speak about geopolitical things, about the world matters and affairs, as if they are Kissinger or as if they know everything. And these kind of people, in a way, they're negative. They are people who really distract you because they pretend that they know everything. They don't act out of being humble. And usually people who focus too much in their everyday conversations on what is happening around the world, but they don't speak about what is happening in their life with themselves, these are people who at the end of such conversations always end up with the situation, with the conclusion, these guys are just crooks and we're doomed and it's like everybody's against us and so on. But on the other side, look for people, for example, who like not to express opinions in the sense they don't have a solution, an explanation for everything in their lives, but they quote other people. They quote books, they quote people who might be in this area that they're discussing, more knowledgeable, and they don't necessarily put their opinion as the final credible point of truth. So the other thing which I would like to share with you is, so we already spoke about the negative people who complain, who have the victim mentality. We spoke about the people who tend to have solution and opinion about all the worldly affairs. They understand from finance and politics and climate and all these kind of things, and they don't act humbly, but they look down on the processes and bring their opinion as a final point of truth. But also look for people who, when you share with them, they tend not to react. They neither judge you, nor encourage you, nor put you down. They just somehow they don't show any interest. And if these kind of people are in your inner circle, this means that these people are maybe not interested in you. Maybe they don't see value in what you're saying. And the people in the inner circle should be the ones who give you feedback, positive or negative, doesn't matter. But if there are people who simply listen and don't react at all, they don't share anything about what you said, then these people maybe you should spend less time with, or at least you should share less. And when you want to build a team around you who can help you in your transformation of improving your life, paying the price for this new life, maybe the price is also to limit, if not completely stop, spending time with people like this. So be aware and check for people who are in these three types, who don't give you any feedback, people who exploit the victim mentality, and they try also to present it as something which you should also do, and people who have solutions and opinions about every single thing. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Next week there will be more videos on the way how to build a better life and how to get rid of the people who are not necessarily productive and adding value in our lives. Take care and goodbye.